now we're in the foreview with Jessica Mendoza, and before I go on, a few other reasons why we don't necessarily want to adjust from inside to outside. Um, First off, if we're taking a young hitter that's trying to get this concept down, and we tell them to adjust from the inside to the outside, more than likely we're going to end up with a hitter that's going to be topping a lot of balls, uh, basically trying to pull everything. Now, I'm not saying we can't pull an outside pitch, because we certainly can, which is the whole premises of adjusting from the outside to the inside. Because if we're adjusting to the outside to the inside, then we're basically telling ourselves as hitters we're looking for something out over the plate. We're looking for something that we can get our hands really extended away from our body on and really get as much power into it that we possibly can. And like we've touched base on earlier, is that, of course, our reaction to the inside pitch is going to be a lot easier than trying to react to the outside pitch, because it's a lot easier to maintain our angle than it is to lose our angle. And another issue that a lot of people really just simply don't get is that, truth be told, and this is from plenty of pitches being charted, there's plenty of sites out there that can show this and prove this, that in fact you see the least amount of pitches on the inside corner. So it's a statistic driven game, and if we're going strictly by the statistics and the flat out numbers of it, we're going to see pitches a lot more out over the plate than we are on the inside corner. So that being said, would it not make more sense to be looking for something out over that plate and reacting somewhere else to where we'd see the least amount of pitches? And the other theory that's in mind when people talk about working from the inside to outside is there's a belief that the back elbow works down to to our side, of course, because naturally the elbow initiates everything. But from there, that's when a lot of people make the suggestion that our angle is released of our bat. And in my opinion, by looking at this video, we're going to see that, in fact, that's not what is actually happening. It seems to me that the adjustment is actually made way before swinging. The pitch is recognized even prior to toe touch, and once we get the heel plant, that's when it basically comes from our brain to our body that now we need to start a reaction. And that's even before the swings even started. And we're going to be able to show that with her swing here in just a few. So we're going to take a look at the upper half right now, this foreview. And what we're going to notice is that by the time she hits heel plant, or shortly thereafter heel plant, we'll notice that her bat starts working at a different angle, and that her lead arm starts working at a different angle. So we're not so much worried about the background right now, because you'll notice her bat head is in a slightly different height, but that's not really an issue. So we're going to go to toe touch right now, and then heel plant. And this is where we're going to really see the difference. I'm going to forward 2 frames on both sides. We're going to go 2 frames on the left, 2 frames on the right. And right now we can already see a visible difference on the left side. As you can see, she still has an angle right there because she's working on a pitch that's up and in. And over here she's working away. So her angle's already flattening out a little bit. We can see that bat starting to flatten out a little bit. And our bottom half still looks the same, which is great. But it's all about releasing those angles. And right here, this is telling me that she was prepared to release the angle, and she was also prepared to maintain the angle for the inside pitch based on her reaction. So now we're going to look at the bottom half, and we're going to see the exact same frames in the same motion. We'll take her back to toe touch, then we'll go to heel plant. As we can see, the ball is obviously already traveled, and from here we're going to see her really start to release her angles. On the left side, we'll forward it 2 frames. We can tell she's maintaining tight base right there to keep inside the ball. And we'll go back to the right, and we'll forward it 2 frames, and we can tell right there she's ready to release the angle of what she needs to do to hit that pitch. Now we can see her lower half is exactly the same. It's basically identical compared to each other, but we've noticed that with all four of these pictures now in sync, we can now tell how she's still maintaining the angle up here, maintaining an angle right there, recognizing the pitch on the upper right hand corner, losing her angle a little bit, but naturally she's not. I wouldn't say she's losing it. I would say that she understands, she recognizes the outside pitch, so she's doing what she has to do to get the barrel to the ball. We could tell the hands down here obviously are working toward or down toward the ball, and we can tell a visible difference between the bottom two on her pitch recognition. So now I'm going to forward each one by a couple more frames to show how even a greater difference it becomes. So we'll be in the upper left hand corner now. We'll go ahead 3 frames this time. And she's at her connect. We'll be in the upper right hand corner now. And as we can tell, the hands visibly different. We got on the left side, she's recognized that it's going to be up and in pitch, and she's working to flatten out that barrel as quickly as possible so she can get a good angle on the pitch. And on the right side, she's obviously recognized that outside pitch, and she's working toward it. And now I'm going to take the lower left hand frame or pitcher and go 3 frames ahead, just sync it up with the top frame. And as we can tell, she's getting the bat lag fairly quickly. Now we can see both of those, top and bottom, are in the same spot. We're completely at bat lag. That's going to allow her to really release that bat head down below the ball, or below the hands, below the ball, and be able to really get drive on it, as we can tell right there. I'm going to back up the lower left hand side a little bit. And now on the bottom right hand side, we're going to see how that angle even gets released even more. Go about 3 frames. And we can really tell that with that bat head flattened out, we can tell a difference between our bat lags. I'll get the bat lag on the other side here. Right there. And that back arm has obviously followed where our lead arm took us to. We're still in good hitting position, both sides, but on our right hand side we can tell how she was looking for that pitch, mainly because obviously she hasn't lost her backside right in here. We have a firm front side right here, and our back foot has obviously came through already. And we'll go ahead and forward the outside part to contact, and we can really tell that's a great swing right there.